Incest and inbreeding is a thing that a lot of families still live by. Let's talk.
Living in filth, monster convicted of raping niece who was also his sister, lifting lid on Australia's 40-strong Colt incest family. Samantha Locke. June 16, 2020. A monster convicted of raping his niece who was also his half-sister has lifted the lid on Australia's 40-strong Colt incest family. Frank Colt, 51, was arrested along with 8 other members of his family after authorities discovered nearly 40 relatives living in squalid conditions in an outback bush camp. Colt was today found guilty of the incestuous rape of his 17-year-old relative, 2 years after his arrest in April of 2018. The 51-year-old attacked the teenager in the back seat of his car during a visit to the family farm in February 2010, the NSW District Court heard. His victim, known by her pseudonym Petra, was powerful, credible and simply unmatter-of-factly put, Judge Gina O'Rourke said. The judge added, she did not try to gild the lily and attribute other acts to the accused. Bloodlines. The trial heard she had told police back in 2013 that she had never gone to school, lived in a cult, and that all my aunts, uncles and cousins have all been sleeping together. Colt remained silent throughout the investigation and trial as his barrister argued the rape had never happened. But as the judge's verdict became clear, he began to tear up. Colt, who has the same father as his victim, was remanded in custody ahead of his sentencing. His victim is the daughter of Frank Colt's father Tim and sister Betty. The 2-day trial heard Colt didn't live at the farm but had visited sometime in February 2010. His brother Charlie and nephew Cliff are due to face trial on other sexual assault allegations this week. Tim Colt, the family patriarch, also fathered 12 other children to Betty and 5 children to his eldest daughter Ronta as the family moved between rural Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, and Northern Territory. Tim Colt's youngest daughter had several children to her brother Charlie, the trial heard. Outback squalor. Police discovered about 40 members of the family living in remote property described as an uninsulated shed, old caravans and tents on a NSW bush block in 2012. The children were found sleeping in tents without running water, toilets or electricity and could not speak intelligible English. In a statement during the trial, Inspector Stephen Radford described smelling urine and feces in living areas and said there were no toilets or showers on the commune-style living arrangement. A dozen children found on the property were placed into state care in 2013 by a children's court, which heard genetic evidence showed all but one of the children were the product of incest. The family had managed to evade raising alarm bells with social services by moving from state to state, until locals noticed some of the kids didn't attend school. Betty Colt, 51, her sisters Ronta and Martha, brother Charlie, Ronta's son Cliff and Betty's sons Derek and Roderick and daughter Raylene were detained after police swarmed their camp in Borough, New South Wales, last year. Charlie Colt, 46, is accused of more than a dozen offenses including 6 counts of sexual intercourse with a child under 10. Martha Colt, 39, has been charged with perjury. Derek Colt, 30, faces 2 charges of incest with a person under the age of 16 while Raylene Colt, 35, and 51-year-old Betty face perjury charges.
As a black person, when you look at another black person and you say, man, you sold weed to your community. You sold drugs to your community. You worse than worse. But we never look at the other communities and say, wow, y'all lived in incest and inbreeding for years and years. That is still y'all practice today. What type of person are you? We never do that. We just go, no other race of people do this. What is wrong with you? This is a whole family. from years and generations of incest, inbreeding, having these kids live in filth and squalor. If we do not open our eyes as black people and lift up the true power of who we are as a black person and stop putting these people on a pedestal that they don't deserve, we will always and forever be behind the 8 ball. Because if we can know what these people do to their own children, sisters, brothers, and then turn around and tell other people who do stuff not even as heinous as this that they're the worst, there's something wrong with our sense of pride in who we are as black people. I'm Mama Rain. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day and don't forget to leave that comment. Bye.